What is up and what is good, everybody? It is Sean coming at you again today with another 614 Inc. sneaker review. Just want to take a quick minute to remind you to please like, subscribe, and comment below if there's anything you think I have forgotten or could potentially add to my videos to make them more informational or comprehensive. I'm always open to suggestions. Your support is what makes this possible. I am trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. So again, please subscribe. I want to continue to, elevate my production, elevate my content, and get my hands on as many of these sneakers as I can for you guys, to do as many of these videos as I can for you guys. So without further ado, let's jump right into another one. All right, YouTube, today you can see we have a pair of, we don't know. Let's open it together and find out. I always love to bring to you unboxing videos because it's the most true initial impression you can get. Like cutting the package open, seeing the box, opening it together for the first time. It's like true emotion and initial thoughts of the shoe unfolding right before your eyes. And so without further ado, let's cut this open and see what we got. Most of these J's come boxed pretty standard. They are wrapped in just regular, plastic wrap with some type of air packaging on top. Sometimes it's a bladder, sometimes it's bubble. A lot of times it's these elongated air bladders. And so you can see here, we've got a Jumpman on top. Now this box appears to be a cement 4 box. Now right off the bat, here we go. US size 8. Oh, okay. We've got Carmines today. As I said in a lot of my review videos, I am not about trying to get a box that has a serial number and that is accurately boxed that you could sell it on StockX and try and pass it off for an authentic J. That's not what my review videos are about. That's not what I'm about. Can't say it enough. If you're trying to sell counterfeit Jordans as real J's, I do hope you get caught. What my review videos are about is, do I think we can wear a pair of replicas that will pass off as an authentic pair of retros? So, the damaged boxes, which you can see here, this box does have a hole in it. As I say, I guarantee you if you ran that serial number, it's not going to check out. If you scan that barcode, it's not going to check out. Those things really don't upset me all that much. The box is bulged out here. As I say, those air bladders, they do protect a little bit. I doubt that this happened while that air bladder was on top. You can see that the air bladder isn't damaged. If there was a puncture mark, I would think that one of these or more would be popped. So I guarantee you this probably happened in the factory before that was even wrapped and it was shipped out this way. But if you're looking for something that's, gonna pass off with a collectible box or that you could potentially sell as real, a replica is not for you. But if you want to, discard the box and have a pair of J's that you can wear out that look good, a replica may be for you. That's what these review videos are intended for, to show you the quality you can expect, and to let you know, from various seller to seller, this is the quality of shoe that you're going to get from that individual. And so let's go ahead and take a peek and see what we got. All right, opening, initial impressions. Okay, so far, see a couple things. So we have your typical StockX keychain, sticker, and a little placard here, and your Air Jordan 1 keychain. I've said in a couple past videos, these StockX stickers are not truly stickers. They are like one ply. The adhesive part, if you try and peel it, you have to fight like heck to delaminate the back from the front because it's literally just a piece of paper. There's no adhesive to it. And I guarantee you, if you scan that StockX QR code there, it's not going to populate anything. These are my absolute favorite. These are the Air Jordan socks, or as I like to refer to them as Air Squid socks. They look to me more like a sea creature than a Jumpman. They are very funny. They get filed right in the trash with that keychain usually. So, on to the shoes. Initial impressions. I don't see a lot of glue residue. But I do see a couple problems. The materials look pretty decent, but let's go over our checklist right in a row here. And so on our checklist, seller. These were purchased, as I said, from DHgate, from the seller, Sport Shoes _ Sneaker. They cost $46.42 with a shipping cost of $14.01, bringing the grand total of $60.43. They were purchased on September 3rd of 21, and they arrived on October 2nd of 21. Initial impressions. That is what we are getting to now. And so removing these, let's jump right into the smell test. They smell good. I haven't had a pair of replicas in a long time that did not pass the smell test. They are definitely upping their game in the way of smell test. You can't really tell right now. Let's just knock things out one by one. The weight of these shoes feels pretty good. So what you're going to get and what you can expect with a pair of replicas, they're not authentic material. So these shoes are not made of the same materials that a genuine Carmine is going to be made with. And a lot of times they're not as dense, they're not as cushy, and the shoes weigh very light when you get a very cheap pair of reps. I'd say these are somewhere in the medium range. If you subscribe to my channel and watch some of my other review videos, I've got some 4s that I reviewed that are like dead on, 1-for-1 weight. These feel maybe a little bit lighter than a pair of Carmines should. It's not the worst thing in the world. What I'm seeing, though, are a variety of different quality control issues here. And if you look at the bottom of the shoe, you can see there is a lot of like debris, burrs hanging off the bottom here. That's in the back, and even worse, it's on the heel. That is really, really, really bad looking. Man, that's real bad. And I'm not sure, just taking my finger. Okay, if you take your finger and you agitate it, it does come off. Pretty easily, in fact. But, what is that going to tell you about the longevity of this shoe? Like, how is that going to hold up over time? I mean, my desk here is, you can see it, it's covered in debris. We do have the little lace lock here. The big things I always look for are, the big tell-alls, like the Jumpman. He's a little distorted because it's not rigid, but he looks pretty good. In some of the comments in my other videos, I don't think that the computer does a good job oftentimes of picking up the way these Jumpman truly look. I did a review on a pair of Fire Red 4s, and somebody commented below that like the Jumpman was terrible. And I went and got my real Fire Red 4s and put them side by side, and they were identical. Like the comment was that his arm was inaccurate, and it wasn't. So I think sometimes even if the computer doesn't do it true justice, take my word for it. I mean, I know what a Jumpman. I have tons of authentic J's, and I know what a true Jumpman is supposed to look like. And this one looks pretty good. I haven't had one, I don't think, ever that has had like a real bad Jumpman where he's got like the booty belly, as people say, or a messed up arm or anything like that. So the other thing I'm seeing on these, other than all this debris, which, like I say, is agitating off with your finger, the icy blue, it's not that icy. It's more of just like a clear. Like on a true pair of retro Carmines, that icy blue definitely has like that like Carolina ice hue to it. Like it's far more icy than what this is. A comment, like a positive note, like that is perfectly centered and very well stitched in the back. The Nike Air on both shoes looks pretty doggone good. As I say, the weight, pretty neutral. Like it's not, I mean, the more I hold them, the more solid they feel. It's just definitely not the heaviest Jordan ever, but it's certainly not the lightest. So I don't think the weight's a true issue. Other than those quality control issues, I don't see a lot of glue residue. Maybe a little bit right here on the heel, but you're splitting hairs. I mean, I don't think you're going to see anybody that's going to pick that up on the street. I mean, just to give you guys a real close-up look, like a lot of these reps, I like to, you know, kind of like tell you every little thing that I see, but like just looking at them, you can tell that's a good-looking shoe. I mean, there's definitely quality control issues from a $60 pair of replicas to a $220 pair of authentic J's. But you are, you know, to expect that. All right, so I jinxed myself. As I'm sitting here talking to you, I said I haven't had a Jumpman that didn't look legitimate yet. And then I really kind of focused on the bottom of the shoe there. His arm is coming pretty much out of the back of his head. So that is not a very good Jumpman. I would say that's probably the worst one I've ever seen. He has no neck. He may be wearing a neck brace. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's not too good there. You can see the heel. You know, you've got like white paint missing. Man, I'm anxious to see what these feel like on my feet and see how they hold up. This Jumpman on this shoe, I want to compare the two right here in front of you. They're pretty similar. Almost looks like he's got like a turtle head. I mean, that's not good. That is not a good Jumpman there. And you can see again like all the quality control issues of just stuff peeling off the shoe, and you rub it and it wears off, and it just makes you, you know, think like when I wear these, like I'm agitating that stuff off with my finger, like how are these gonna hold up, you know, walking down a sidewalk or something like that after a few wears? Like, you know, is stuff gonna be peeling off the top of the shoe? And I mean, that comes up like if I place this on the ground, you're gonna see that clear on the back where that's supposed to be white. That is not good. So as I say, the next review points, I like to follow a mold. I like to go right through my checklist of things, and I like to, you know, do the on foot feel and put them on and walk around. And so you got some good initial impressions on these of some things that we've seen so far that are not great. So what we'll do is, as I said, we'll put them on I'll put them on my feet real quick. I'll walk around for about an hour or so. Make sure the arches are in the right spot. Make sure the air pockets aren't blown out. Make sure, you know, that the weight feels good. Holding them in my hand, you've already known that, but it feels different on your feet sometimes. And then I'll really go over them a little bit more, see if I can notice any more defects than what I just did, you know, taking them right out of the box. And then I'll compare them to a pair of OGs and see if there's any like major oversights or defects in the shoe. Let you guys know those, and then give them a 1 to 10 quality rating, and then we'll do the all-important pass-fail grade on whether or not I think you could wear these and get away with them. So we'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back, and we had them on our feet for about an hour now, walking around. I worked on some of the delamination that was present on the soles, and you know, kind of inspected the shoe more to see if there were any additional defects than what we noticed in my initial impressions. And so what I found was if I really worked on the bottom of the shoe, literally just by rubbing, you can see that I've had to shop vac my desk in between filming and now, but just really working on it with your finger, I was able to get most of it off. You can see down here though on the bottom that like peeling it off has left it like real ratty and ugly. It was almost like they tried to touch it up, like on Jordan's crotch there it was red, and then when you wiped it, it came off. You know, you've got some of the icy color coming through on the white here, but you know, it did clean up all right. But I gotta be honest, I always say I want to stay true to myself and true to my reviews, that I don't focus a lot on the bottom of a shoe, because when you're wearing a rep out in public, you know, you're walking, people don't oftentimes see the bottoms. Not only that, but after wearing a pair of reps or even OGs a couple times, the bottoms do start to show signs of wear. And so, you know, this This Jordan is very bad. If anybody looks at the bottom of your shoe, his hand is coming out of his face. That's a dead no-no. But being true to my reviews, I don't focus a lot on the bottoms because we're not trying to have them inspected. We're trying to wear them out in a real-life setting, in a real-life application, and see if they're going to be plausible. So focusing from the top or the sole up, all the rough texture that was present, it did rub off. And, back here's a little bit that I didn't get to yet. It does rub off. And so the shoe cleaned up pretty nicely from the sole up. And so we don't have a lot of that rough texture that's present anymore. One of the other things that I've noticed too is this is definitely not as stiff as what a pair of OGs are. And so this little like ankle bulge here, pushing in on it, it gives very, very easily. On a pair of OGs, that's pretty rigid. And so, if you're, twisting and manipulating your ankle a little bit, I think you are going to get some premature wear on these. The tongue is pretty rigid. The lace locks are in place. The tongue actually unbuttons, snaps and unsnaps here, just as it should. And, like I say, all of the major little caveats of this shoe, they're all present. The stitching looks really good. The color is true to a Carmine. The ice is a little bit off. And so as far as defects, the roughness is the main one. Very, very minimal glue residue present. You can see that the paint lines, like on that black where it meets the white on the sole, they're not super crisp. That's definitely a defect, but stitching looks really good. Materials feel very durable. On foot, arches are in the right spot. Everything feels very comfortable as it should. The major difference from the OG that I see with these Carmines is the ice blue. And so without skipping ahead, quality on these, I'm going to give them, unfortunately, a 7. And the reason for that is this material is very durable. The stitching is extremely good. Like, I've given shoes that are made of cheaper materials a higher review than this, simply because there weren't as many quality control items, like the paint being wrong, the Jumpman being wrong, all the debris. But this is a well-built shoe. You put it on your foot, it's got weight to it, it feels solid, it smells right, the materials feel very durable, but it's just sloppily made. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, even though I do feel like it is a quality shoe. I mean, you look at them in these pictures, they look good. But when you really stare at them for a second, you can kind of see that those paint lines aren't crisp. And, I only did the one shoe really, really, really good as far as like getting all that sloppy burr material off. And my finger's about dead. It probably took 20 minutes too. So, maybe tomorrow or something I'll get feeling back on my finger and start working on this one. But, do you really want to spend $60 in an hour in like cleaning up a shoe that at the end of the day, which is going to lead me to my pass or fail grade, doesn't have the correct icy blue color? Now, over time, that icy blue does start to yellow out, especially when you wear it. It starts to get a little dirty. That's, to me, what these look like. And there have been different variations of Carmines over the years. The icy blue has gotten more icy in the newer versions of the retros. And so, I would say that this looks more like an old school Carmine. But if you're wearing a pair of like near dead stocks, I don't know, it's going to be hard for somebody to believe that your shoes are, more than a few years old. And, you got the, whatever year the Carmines came out, a 10-year-old version of shoes on your feet that are in dead stock condition that you just all of a sudden started to wear. It's going to be a lot more plausible that you're wearing a newer version of retros that are only a few years old, and that is not consistent with these colors. So, unfortunately for me, based on everything present here that I see as far as the quality control issues, I would say that these are a fail. If I saw somebody wearing these shoes out in public, I would instantly right away know that ice blue is not correct. And I would instantly, that black to white transition where it's sloppily painted, that jumps right out at you. It's not crisp. It's not clean. Even though they are a well-made shoe, and it does feel, pretty durable, and the stitching's good, the materials are good. Like just looking at that right there, that looks really good. It's the sole and the colors and the icy blue. Like, unfortunately for me, these are a fail. And so it's the first fail video that I've actually done in my short YouTube career. And I'm sure that there's not going to be a shortage of fail videos, but I am a little disappointed. I was excited to get my hands on these, and I've seen a lot of people wearing them, and I know that they're reps because you just don't see that many people wearing Carmines. But as I've said in the past, some reps just rep out better than others. I don't know that the Carmines are one of those versions. To me, it seems to be the 4s rep out the best, but yeah, there's just a lot of little quality control items that kill these and the variants of the ice blue. And so I hope that you guys found this informational. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Like I say, please subscribe, like, comment below. If there's anything you think I forgot to add or can cover in my next video that this one didn't have, I'm always open to suggestions and trying to up the quality and content. So until next time, thanks.